I like to say that I love fiction just as well as any other man or the next man, but maybe even a little bit more, and that's the reason why I force my opinion or my taste for long-winded tales on down the tube, YouTube. Get it? Uh, in come November, the BookTube community will be commemorating the non-fiction month, and for this month, I will be reading two works of non-fiction. The first of these is The Perfect Storm by Sebastian Junger. Only recently found out that it's actually been made into a movie starring. Only recently I found that it's been made into a movie starring George Clooney. I haven't seen it yet, and I wouldn't want to before I'm done with this. And this is not out of any homage or over romanticization of the meme, the book is better than the movie. Rather, I'm in sync with the writer here in that the book, as he intended it to be, is supposed to pay homage to the sensitivity of the thrust or the premise of this story. It's centered around the pieces of facts and information, facts and accounts, first-hand accounts surrounding the disappearance of 6 seamen off the coast of Nova Scotia. What makes this book interesting and really enticing for me is the sensibility that the writer actually uses or devices in telling this story. I haven't gotten into it yet fully, but I have read the forward, and I can say that so far what the writer intends to do with this story, and I expect as well to find, is some nuance to the telling of facts or the piecing together of facts, first-hand accounts, quotes, research surrounding meteorological experiences or events that made the storm that made the storm responsible for the disappearance of these 6 seamen so perfect. So far in the foreword, we find a definition of a perfect storm, which is not that it's perfect in any other sense, in the sense of infallibility, but rather that in the way it's been defined, that there couldn't be that the storm could not be any worse. And in that, it's quite an objective and maybe even bland definition for such a horrendous event. Looking forward to it. I think some way this book actually helps out with my curiosity for the enthralling or very intriguing circumstances that sometimes seamen face on out in the sea. Second is The Black Count by Tom Reiss, and this book comes highly recommended by a new friend that I've met, and The Black Count is actually the story about the man behind the Count of Monte Cristo. So if you've read the Count of Monte Cristo, or if you know of the Count of Monte Cristo, you would know it was written by Alexander Dumas. What I didn't know was that Alexander Dumas was really actually half black. So this already promises in itself to be an interesting read and a window into the life of the man who wrote the swashbuckling stories or tales of the Three Musketeers, and of course you must have seen the movies or watched the cartoon adaptations, or maybe hopefully even read the book, as well as the Count of Monte Cristo. And it's quite interesting to note that these stories were actually based off of Alex Dumas' life experience, and he was born in Haiti to a slave mom, a black slave mother, and a French noble dad. He was sold into captivity, and so as if I got that right, in Paris, but through by actually achieving certain military feats, he rose up the ranks in the military to the status of a general. And as I understand from the prologue, Dumas actually rose to those ranks to the envy of Napoleon, and on his return from a victorious sojourn or battle in Egypt, he encountered the events, very unfortunate events similar to what you read in the Count of Monte Cristo, and these little facts or these little bits of personal history actually show up in that book. So this would make, it's quite a thick one, thick enough to actually shed light on a lot more than even this short summary actually tells. So this is something that I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth into, and it should be quite interesting to also review come November. So this is a good one. What these two books have in common, I would say, is that they both shine in the way that they exemplify storytelling that goes beyond piecing together of facts, but really digging into the nuance behind great characters, whether dead or living, and actually showing the essence of human frailty, and the strength of humanity in itself. And I look forward to touching on some of these points, or hopefully stumbling on some of these points or examples of these points when we do a proper review of these two non-fiction books. Having said that, what to do now? If you haven't read any of these books, or if you have read any of these books, please let me know, and feel free to share your thoughts on them in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and until next one, happy reading.